I'm just gonna talk about what I enjoy about One Piece first. Not to be negative Nancy, but I think that's the best thing to do. What One Piece is to me, what One Piece, like the most important thing about One Piece, obviously, is the story and the storytelling, the characters, the lore, the One Piece, the voice entry. Those are the most important like things in like One Piece to me. Those are the things that I enjoy the most. Pre-time skip. Those are the things that matter the most. Those are the things that like clothe the most in like pre-time skip. Those are the things that like shine the most in pre-time skip. The characters of the Straw Hats. Building up the characters around the Straw Hats, just the mystique and the lore around the Straw Hats. One Piece to me is also the islands, just how the islands look, the beautifulness, the creativity Oda has. And One Piece is a battle shonen. It is, power scaling. It is punching a nigga in the face. Kaboom! Kicking somebody in the face. Using your sacred sword scabbard, your 13 great Shamono Kakabu, whatever the fuck. That's what One Piece is, like, at its core. Um, that's what it was pre-time skip, and that's what it is post-time skip. The formulas changed a little bit. They were underdogs pre-time skip. They were kids, but now, 2 years later, they're grown. The series is about to end, and they fought their way up. They've got stronger. As we're supposed to do as adults, we're supposed to be smarter. We're supposed to grow. It's just a natural progression. Pre-time skip was literally learning about the world, learning about the warlords. They're learning about the Shichibukai, learning about the poneglyphs, and then marine forward. They're learning that, hey, we're not strong enough, and then post time skip, we're now strong enough to compete. Now let's finish out what we're doing. Then quickly we get to the post time skip. Now they're not really running away; they're fighting. They're strong enough to like defend themselves. They're now strong enough to like defeat the big bad guys of the world, the Yonkos. And now, right now, at the moment, they are the Yonkos. Now the story is about to end. They're about to find the One Piece, hopefully. The character designs in One Piece are phenomenal. Um, the design, the clothes that they wear is pretty good. Oda knows how to do his character designs. Pretty good. Mwah. Um, the islands and the lore that like we go through the pre-time skip, the creativity that Oda's like shown pre and post time skip, Punk Hazard, the Drum Kingdom, the island that they went to where they had long animals, Long Green, Long Land, Marine Ford, Water 7, beautiful creations. The admirals, the Marines, the warlords, the Supernova, all the side characters, great. There's no problem with the side characters really. They get the job done. Most of the side characters that aren't the Straw Hats pre-time skip were phenomenal. As a battle shonen, pre-time skip and post-time skip, it's been as a battle shonen pre-time skip and post-time skip. It's been fun. At least you can just sum it up to it being very fun. One Piece is very fun. Since it is a battle shonen, power and power scaling has to make sense. Oda's not as Oda's did an okay job at it making sense pre time skip until we get to Marineford. And post time skip, well, good luck. We'll get into that later. The islands, there's nothing to complain about like the islands that they go to. The islands are just like phenomenal. Just so good. Elbaf, look how huge that shit is. It's so good. Punk Hazard. I love how like they go from like Wano, like feudal style era of Japan. Like he's drawing like that's another plus about One Piece. He's drawing from real world stuff and like adding it to a story. He's adding from like real world like architecture and like putting inside his like world like Spain, Dressrosa, phenomenal, smart. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem about like his world building is amazing. There's no problem. I don't think anybody could complain about Oda's world building. Nope, not even like at all. And then the big thing, the voice entry, finding the One Piece, and then the war towards the end. Those are like the big three things that like need to happen. Those are the three things that we all want to see. How is the story going to end? The war, seeing the war in the voice entry, and the One Piece itself. That's the driving forces are like, besides power scaling, the driving forces that like people watch this series. Like I said, besides power scaling. Now that I've been all positive about series, it's time to get negative. A lot of creators on like YouTube just, they're gonna give you what you want. No negativity, just straight positivity. Everything's straight. Everything's not all 100% positivity, obviously. But I think like people either ignore like the facts about what's bad about the series, or just don't really like, or just like, aren't maybe, not to be mean, maybe aren't smart enough to like see like the flaws of like the series. Character design. If we're being honest, like he can distinguish characters like through their clothing and through their height and through just their voice, like in the anime at least. But unfortunately, Oda just does not do a good job with like drawing faces and drawing like the and drawing their bodies. A lot of characters look, a lot of female characters look completely the same. Recently, now, an example of this would be Ginny and Blackbeard's mom. I'd say Nami and literally any freaking character, dude. It's sick. It's like, I'm not gonna. It is an Oda thing, and it's a bad thing. It's like, why does every female character have the same drawn face? The only thing that distinguishes people is like Nico Robin's nose. It's not. I'd say it's not easy to be a mangaka. It's true. It's just not easy to be a mangaka. It's weekly. It's painful. I get it, dude. You're creating a story, and you have to draw these characters. It's hard, but we still have to critique it. Like, dude, it's not all the characters. Like, if you just strip them down, they don't really look. They look the same. Like the facial structure just look the same. Dude. They just have different color hair. It's so. And then like even like the guys, Zoro and Trafalgar Law. Law is just like a tatted out Zoro. Loki and Kaido. It's like, those are just recent examples. There are some characters like Kuma. It's just like, Kuma's not gonna like look like anything. It's just thank God, dude. But it's just like a lot of other characters, smaller. I'm not small. A lot of the normal sized characters just look the damn same, men and women, and that's pretty bad. That's just not good. It's not a good thing. But overall, the character designs, I like the stuff that they're wearing looks good. The hair looks good. Like, it's just the facial structures does not compute, and it's so real, and it's not gonna end because that's just how Oda draws. It's just his art style. The story themes and like the messages that Oda does like conveys to like the reader and the watcher, the anime are very good too. They're very wholesome, and I think every single arc and anime that they go to, there is a theme and thing that we are supposed to learn in like the arc. One lesson that comes to mind is Luffy and Nami in the Arlong Park arc. Nami is the antagonist, sort of. She tries to do everything by herself. She tries to like, hey, I'm gonna like, when I get all this money, we're gonna give it to Arlong. I think he's gonna go away. Obviously Arlong betrays him. Arlong's a bad guy. And then like Nami fails. Nami fails to like do everything by herself. She can't do everything by herself. Because Arlong takes advantage of her. So what does Nami do? She breaks down and she cries. She stabs herself. But this is where it picks up. She's stabbing herself, and then Luffy comes to save the day. Luffy comes like, hey, here's the help that you need. You cannot do these things by yourself. So let's help you out. Don't do things by yourself in life. Get friends. You need friends to do these obstacles to get you where you need to be in life. That's just clear. That's the theme. It's so beautiful. Skypiea arc. I think um the Robin arc in Eni's Lobby. Another one that comes to mind is the Robin arc in Eni's Lobby. It's kind of Nami-esque how Robin's kind of like, Robin, goes off on her own to try to do everything by herself. Um, she was alone, and then like when CP9 comes, she's like, okay, let me abandon the Straw Hats and just sacrifice myself. Let me just, it is kind of like the same thing if you're being honest. So some of the themes are just repeated. Like you can argue in like Sanji, when Sanji goes to Whole Cake Island, it's just the same thing Robin did. Hey, don't abandon your friends. Just ask your friends for help. Same exact thing. It's okay. Some things he just like recreating. It's fine though. A lot of shit's very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Some things Oda's just a lot of themes and like ideas Oda's actually repeating, which is not good, but it's okay because like it works and it's done. Robin was done well. Um, Robin's story was done well. Nami's story was done well. I'm not sure about Sanji. Sanji running off to so it didn't make sense because Sanji was there in Arlong Park. Sanji was there in these lobbies. So Sanji running off to go to Whole Cake Island, that didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. I understand that like Big Mom had the gun to like his dad's head. That doesn't make any sense at all. You're like, we've gone through this before, so why are we going through this again? Complaint, it doesn't matter. The themes are good. A lot of themes are good in like One Piece. The lessons that he gives throughout the arc. Now, One Piece as a battle shonen from the start, I think it's been fine. Power scaling is just very clear. We didn't even get like he's throwing like all he like throughout the pre-time skip. We just like run into like we go island to island. We beat the bad guy up, but there's like, oh shit, here's Smoker. We can't defeat that guy. Oh shit, here's like a kind of here's no. Here's Kuzan. We can't defeat him. Here's Kizaru. We can't defeat him. It was cool because like it showed that like there's like the Straw Hats had to get stronger. It showed that like there's just a level that the Straw Hats have to get to. You know what I'm saying? The power scaling in the pre-time skip worked because like he just throwing Kuzan and like Kizaru and Sentomaru and these characters are like, holy shit, how are we gonna defeat these guys? These guys are just too strong. We can't even touch these guys. It was so cool. Like they would obviously survive and they would go on to defeat somebody that they could physically touch, like Gecko Moria. But it's just like, what about these guys? What are you gonna do about that? That's lore. It's like that was a really fun part about One Piece. Like, holy shit, what are they gonna do? And we get into the post time skip. Anyway, then the power scaling. I don't think power scaling was like that much of a thing until we got to Marineford. Marineford was just, honestly, Marineford was power scaling. He just threw that shit out the window. It just didn't matter. It was just a whole bunch of fucking characters coming together and just like fighting. You know what I'm saying? Mihawk versus Vista. Jinbei versus Gecko Moria, Akainu versus Whitebeard. Like Whitebeard destroys Akainu, but Akainu gets right back up. It's like that's not. How are we supposed to power scale that? You know what I'm saying? That's not good writing to me. It's like, dude, if Whitebeard could just destroy Akainu, it's just that's basically a knockdown, and he gets back up, and he's just like a monster. So doesn't that have to like power scale? It's like, doesn't that power scale a kind of up now? It's hard to interpret. Really, it's difficult. It was hard. It was fun. It was great. It was fun for content, fun just to discuss. There was no problem with it. But then we get into like post time skip power scaling, post time skip fights, and then it's just insane. We don't get like questions resolved like Marineford. We get to number one, Sanji versus Doflamingo, and Doflamingo completely destroys Sanji. I don't think it was a good idea because it's just like Sanji is a character that's important to us. And he just completely wipes him off the face of the planet, and that's a bad thing. It's because it makes he doesn't. It's not. He's not power scaling these characters correctly, and maybe Doflamingo's just that strong. Okay, fine. Maybe Doflamingo's just that strong. For Christ's sakes, like if Doflamingo is that strong, how could he be under Jack? It's just. Doflamingo still put on like top 30 list Tuesday. It's like Doflamingo. If you're being honest, Doflamingo defeated Law, and he fought Luffy. So like he fought two people, dude. It's just I don't really understand why Oda can't. I didn't really understand. Like, if this was a bad thing, like story wise or theme wise, Law not defeating Doflamingo and Luffy having to do it. I guess so. Because Doflamingo, like, we had such a long, drawn out fight with like Luffy and Law and like Doflamingo. It really just seemed like Doflamingo was just like really strong, just really powerful. You know what I'm saying? And he was still a warlord and whatever, but and like he defeated another warlord, but it's still like it doesn't really matter. It's just like that's just how strong Doflamingo is. Like Law is like a new warlord. Like Law is just like we've seen in history. Law is just not stronger. He's under Doflamingo. It's just like comparing Doflamingo to Jack is just insane. Cause Kaido, literally like Oda speaking to Kaido, Doflamingo's too weak. Jack is like strong. That doesn't make any sense to me. So Jack is just like a mammoth. So how in fucking name is Jack defeating Doflamingo? That doesn't make. It's just. I'm power scaling right now, sure, but logically, it's just like Jack doesn't even have like. Jack doesn't even have freaking a name. He doesn't have a name move, for Christ's sake, dude. He rams people and he's just a brute. That's stupid. That's dumb to me, dude. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. But hey, I guess all Jack had to do was just charge at Doflamingo 60 times, and like Doflamingo's screams wouldn't mean anything to him because he's just so buff and strong. I guess so. That's how we're supposed to do it. Doflamingo's awakening, all that shit would have been meaningless against Jack for some reason. Shit's stupid to me. It's stupid. Like he has this like and it's the same thing in the whole Kick Island fight. Luffy has this OD fight with like Luffy has this long drawn out fight with like Katakuri. It's like 60 episodes long. Then we get to like Wano, and then we see King, and then Zoro's and King's fight is relatively short. It's like, why is it short? I thought these first commanders were supposed to be like we're supposed to smash. They're supposed to be together. They're supposed to be like, why can't you be why can't the fight be longer? Because like Oda can't do that because like time, I guess so. But that's inconsistency. That's like we're supposed to scale King to Katakuri, but we can't. Katakuri just looks infinitely stronger because King looks like shit because his fights shorter. A lot of characters a lot of characters really do not matter anymore because as stronger we get, the stronger that like Luffy and Zoro and Sanji get, the first commanders, that's all we really care about. Everybody under just doesn't matter anymore in the grand scheme of things because we have to defeat the God's Knights. If you don't have Conqueror's Haki, Luffy, Zoro, maybe Sanji. We're gonna force Sanji to have Conqueror's Haki now. I thought it was supposed to be special. Whatever. Maybe Sanji now. It's like everybody else doesn't matter anymore. And that's not good. That's not good writing. Let's go back to Dressrosa. Let's go back to Jack. I didn't like Law defeating. I didn't like that. But that was just a theme thing. That didn't really matter. Doflamingo just seems like, how the fuck is Jack stronger than Doflamingo? Doesn't matter. But Jack is stronger than Doflamingo because Kaido said so. It's bad writing. Wano, there's no power scaling in Wano. Big Mom is just Big Mom. Wano is just, here's like another thing. I already talked about like Zoro and King. King with Zoro's just supposed to have like a longer fight. It's just supposed to be more drawn out because what we saw with Katakuri and Luffy was beautiful. It was like, okay, this is what it takes to be a first commander, whatever. Luffy was like fifth Yonko. It's cool. Wano, we get to Wano. Most of the fights in Wano don't really matter. It's just, I mean, Zoro gets Conqueror's Haki. Sanji gets his weird Ifrit, whatever, dude. It's his blue leg kick. Then the most important thing, Luffy getting Conqueror's Haki. Apparently, all the Yonko, just like, Haki matters the most. Haki matters the most in that. We get to like, Kaido even said himself, Haki matters the most. Devil Fruit, I mean, he didn't say that. You can't rely on your Devil Fruit that much. You have to rely on your Haki and your Conqueror's Haki. I didn't have a problem with like Luffy jump scaling to like reaching Yonko status with his Conqueror's Haki. That's fine. That was very fun. That was very good. I just thought that like the application of Conqueror's Haki and the way it looks, it's just pretty terrible. We don't really know when Conqueror's Haki is being used. All we know is big fat black lightning bolts, and that's about it. Maybe somebody gets knocked out. We don't really know if he's using Conqueror's Haki. We don't know if Garp is using. Well, now it's confirmed that Garp is using Conqueror's Haki. Recently in the manga, they fought rocks, and both of them were using Conqueror's Haki. Now we know. But before, we did not know. There's no distinguish. There's no. It's so bad. It's so stupid. It's so stupid how can you introduce Haki as Black Lightning and be like, okay, this is Conqueror's Haki, and it's the same exact thing, dude. It's infuriating, dude. How can this important thing to defeating Kaido, to defeating the God's Knights, be the same exact thing as just regular Haki? How is that smart? It's black and white manga that we're looking at. The animators, Henry Thurlow, was like, this is Conqueror's Haki. We're gonna make all of it's a yellow glow to it. That's how we know we're using Conqueror's Haki. Fuck that shit. We're gonna fire Henry Thurlow. We don't even know what Conqueror's Haki is anymore in the anime. It's just fucking Haki. Inconsistency everywhere. Nobody even knows how to draw Conqueror's Haki, for Christ's sake. And it's so important to this Wano arc. Luffy literally gets Gear 5, and he literally gets Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki is more important than Gear 5 to me. It was when he was putting Kaido on his back, my nigga. It was when he was going toe to toe. Gear 5, tipped it over the edge, but it's Conqueror's Haki, for Christ's sakes. And we don't know. We just don't know. We can't distinguish it. And that is bad fucking writing. Egghead, power scaling, Kizaru versus Luffy, because everybody else doesn't matter. Maybe Rob, Lucci, and Zoro. The girls say doesn't matter. They're just regen. They're just regeneration. Who cares? And that's fine. I don't really have a problem with that. I think the regeneration thing, using Conqueror's Haki, is a bit redundant. It's simple. It's simple. It's not smart. It's not smart at all. It's just very simple. It's disappointing, And I'm doing this because it's like people put One Piece on the grandest of scales, and it's just like, hell no, dude. No, there's so many clear-cut problems, and I'm just like, why isn't anybody talking about this? I don't understand. Why do people just ignore these things and just say this is the greatest thing ever? No, writing has faults to it. It has problems. It has clear fucking problems to this shit. We get to Egghead and then Elbaf. We get to Elbaf, Emu, Conqueror's Haki. I've already talked about it. Conqueror's Haki is the end-all, be-all to defeating, Emu and the God's Knights. How simple. Thank you. And we don't even know what it looks like. Exactly. It's just lightning. Okay. Power scaling. That's power scaling in a nutshell. There is another. I'm going to get the power scaling again, but we'll get to that. Some of the storytelling that Oda, overall in One Piece is fine. As I always say, it's an anime for children. Quite frankly, people try to get so much meaning and so much add philosophy to One Piece, and I'm just like, dude, it's not that serious. I just do not think that like these stories are like not that like the Harold story, for instance, for good example. People claim that Harold is like an interesting character. What's interesting about Harold? What in God's name is interesting about Harold, dude? It's nothing. This guy was an idiot through and through. He said it himself. There's nothing. He's a dumbass. He literally like blindly follows the world government, but he doesn't know that the world government is evil. Blah blah blah. They're stringing him along. Fine, but don't say that he's interesting. Don't say that he's a good character. He wanted the best for his like people. Fine, you know, he wanted to integrate the world into Elbat. Fine, he has to. You have to go through the government to do that. Fine, but you know, him blindly following along with the world government, him literally putting a symbol, like there's literally like a demon symbol. There's a Horcrux. It's like, what? It's like, dude, character wise, how in God's name do you just ignore all of that? You see somebody sitting down on the chair that nobody's supposed to. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. These people, these characters that it's like Oda's just slapping us. Oda just putting anything on Oda just putting anything on the page and just like go with it. It's just like, no, I'm not gonna go with it because logically, to like anybody that just has common sense, it's like, isn't something wrong, dude? Isn't something wrong with like what you're doing, dude? Isn't something wrong with the Horcrux? It's like freaking things coming out. Isn't something wrong with like this dude being able to speak through your mind, dude? Like, he is in Mary Joie, for Christ's sake, and they have slaves. Oda completely doesn't show that because, you know, Harold's a good character and he doesn't, you know, and that would like conflict with like, it wouldn't make sense. It would conflict with like his character if we saw Harold seeing the slaves and all the evil shit they're doing in Mary Joie, you know, and Harold just being like, whatever, dude, I don't care. It would be bad. It would be a bad thing for Harold's character, but he doesn't want to do that. That is what do we call that? Bad writing, stupidity, and good on like creators for like actually calling this shit out. Good on like the creators for like, hey, this is actually kind of stupid, but we're gonna keep on going on with it because we don't want to anger people. We don't want to say it's fine. It's a manga series. It's weekly. Don't think too much about it. It's for 16-year-olds. It's for teenagers. It's for kids. But my nigga, like I said, like I always say, you cannot put this thing up to like the heights of Hunter x Hunter. The heights of like, okay, Hunter x Hunter is a bar. But no. I'm sorry. You cannot have that many holes in your story at this point and be like, this is good. You cannot, dude. It is bad. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, dude. How do you... What's another story beat? Another story beat is everybody hating Loki. Oh, Loki's just the worst thing. Oh, really? Loki's not that bad? Oh, wow. Sorry, Loki. We didn't mean to do that's stupid, dude. That's infuriating, dude. This guy's tied up to a fucking tree for how long? And then the whole people are just like, oh, man. Don't let me get started, dude. Don't let me get started. Obviously, One Piece isn't just terrible. It's not just, you know, some stories. Okay, let me think of a good story. I'm trying to think of a good flashback. Corazon and Trafalgar Law. Very good. All that shit's good. Corazon is just a spy. He's just evil. All that shit's good. The Celestial Dragon part. Phenomenal. Amazing storytelling throughout Dressrosa. Doflamingo story. Nice. Corazon Law. Mwah. Amazing. Top one. One Piece. Dun 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 dun. To get on you, may wall. Whatever, dude. But you cannot have that good of a story and then just have this shit story that you have in LF. You can't just have, okay, what else? You can't just have this, the Sanji story in Whole Cake Island. Who man, we been, like I said, we been through this, dude. Why is Sanji running off? Why does Sanji not believe in Luffy? Sure, like you have somebody gunpoint in the Baratier. Hey man, guess what? And you know what? You know what? You know what? That's bad storytelling. Because if I'm Big Mom, why don't I just kill Zephyr? That shit was thrown away. Completely thrown away. Like, we're gonna kill him. Okay, Luffy does this thing, fucks you up, fucks your whole family up, and you don't, there's no retaliation. We're not even going to hear about Zephyr anymore. Because you know why? Because Zephyr was just used as a pretext to get to, like, Whole Cake Island, and that is what? Bad writing and some bull fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. One Piece is the greatest thing ever. Pre-time skip, the stories were good. The stories were fine. Oh, shout out to, like, the books and, like, shout out to Zoe. No, shout out to, Egghead Island, the books being left. Insanity. No reason for that. No reason for the books to even be there. Like, and that's fine because everybody's talked about it. It's not even like a, yeah, I'm not special for talking about this to you, but like, come on, dude, come on, but stop playing with my intelligence for Christ's sake. Pre-time skip stories are fine. I can't really think of a bad story. Post-time skip stories, Kuma and Ginny. Let's get into that. No. Kuma's fine. Let's just talk about Ginny. Real quick. So Ginny is this character. We can talk about Oda's motherings and how he uses female characters. We're not even gonna talk about that shit. Let's just talk about Ginny. So Ginny is this character, you know, his former slave, the escape of Kuma. Fine, you know. They get to the Revolutionary Army. They're cool. Fine. Oh, Ginny's abducted. Okay. Fine. Oh, Ginny comes back with a baby. Ginny's gonna die because Sapphire Scale. Hopefully that's correct. Okay, fine. Kuma has to take care of the baby. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Ginny's abducted. What happens to Ginny? Ginny is impregnated by some celestial dragon that abducted her. And let's be frank, dude. This is the birth of Bonnie. It's like Ginny, dude, she is abducted and like used as this vessel to birth Ginny, and she's dead afterwards. You know what I'm saying? It's just so sick by Oda. It's like, I don't even like. Okay, fine. She's fine. Like, she's taken advantage of. We're not going to talk about that in the story. It's like, dude, she was sexually assaulted, dude, and she's just used as this thing for Bonnie and Kuma. It's like, dude, are you serious? Are we going to address this thing? No, she's just this vessel. She's just this fucking object to be used for like the story, so we can feel bad, right? And then the worst part. Let me not get to the fandom. When I get to the fandom, we're gonna get to the fandom. It's just, come on, Oda, like, come on, dude, come on. How you gonna do this character that dirty? How you gonna do most of your female characters that dirty? It's just, and all the male. Let me not even get that's just Japan. Y'all got it. Y'all got that shit. Deus Ex Machina. We haven't really seen a Deus Ex Machina until Egghead Island, the Joy Boy knot, and that's fine, I guess. So sending all the Gorosei back to where they came from. What type of hockey is that, dude? That's whatever. That's just it there. I'm not gonna complain about the story being too long. That's nah. I'm not gonna complain about that because it's content. You know, he's getting a story. It's like sure, like he adds a lot of extra stuff that we don't need. Shout out to Wano, all the samurai that don't really make sense, that don't really matter. Yeah, the story is just long. He's adding the like Oda's adding like he could have like he's adding like so many ideas and stories that he's like wanted to create like in other like novels or whatever, all the manga. He's just putting it all in one piece and he's smashing it all together. That's why the story's so long, and that's why it's like 1,000 chapters long. That's fine. There's no problem with that. Now, part two. Here, the fandom of One Piece. The show and the fandom is two completely separate things. The show and the fans are like two completely separate things. You know, that has nothing to do with the fandoms and like the people online, the crazy people online have nothing to do with the show. But but like as a real person, as going to YouTube and going online and going to my For You page and seeing all these things, so like okay, let me enjoy some One Piece content. It is the worst thing. It's like, dude, it, it it's just it's odd. It's like all people care about is power scaling. All people care about is just like it's simply power scaling, dude. And like sure, like a lot of creators will talk about the story and like some people. JD Legend, shout out to him. You know he's everybody power skills, whatever. Murphy Napier talks about the story. Tekken story. Grand Line story. It's just everybody else just doesn't talk about anything about just power scaling for the most part. How is that even possible, dude? We have so much to talk about. So much negative, so much positive, so much beautifulness. Like, Rox is such a good character. But all we care about is just fucking power scaling and shit, dude. Who cares? It's so gay and stupid. Like, and it's so frustrating, dude, because it's like that's all people care about, dude. That's all. It's not just a battle shonen for Christ's sake. Yes, I can't believe it. Like, I'm not gonna name specific like people, like specific YouTubers. That's crazy, but like, man, it's like, dude, you guys, we don't talk about jack shit. You guys have no creativity. You guys have no brains. It's just power scaling. My dick is bigger than yours, dude. Who cares, bro? Who cares what Mihawk? Mihawk is just. Mihawk has to be the most polarizing like character to me because okay, let's just power scale Mihawk right now. Because okay, let's get to the fandom. Power scaling Mihawk. Oda fucked up when he put him as a warlord. That immediately just power cut him down. It's like Warlord Yonko, Warlord Admiral Yonko. How in God's name is Mihawk on the same tier as Shanks, and he's a warlord in Marineford? Explain to me that. For Christ's sakes, explain to me that. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Like, explain to me how Mihawk can be top 10 all time. Explain to me how Mihawk, and like I hate power. I don't hate it. It's okay to me. I follow the story and it's just like I don't understand how Mihawk could be. How can you put Mihawk in this position? The only post time skip now. The only reason why Mihawk is even for me right now, even like closely compared to Shanks, is his bounty. His bounty indicates okay, maybe this does mean something. Maybe he is the power of like that cross guild group. The cross guild group. We can talk about cross guild and how the putting bounties on Marines doesn't make sense. How do you even pay for it? Whatever. I don't really. Mihawk is the most annoying character ever because Zoro's goal is to beat Mihawk, and Zoro is like the left right hand man of whatever crew, and we have to kind of power scale Zoro to Rayleigh. That's how we kind of have. That's how it kind of has to be, because Rayleigh. Maybe Zoro could be stronger than Rayleigh, but it's like, can Rayleigh beat Mihawk? Who knows? It's just like, Zoro and Mihawk are not gonna get stronger than Rayleigh to me. They're just not. And then I don't understand. And Rayleigh's not on Shanks level. I know that for sure. Well, close to it. Yeah, because a freaking teacher ran away from him. Well, Mihawk is kind of strong. Yeah. Mihawk. I mean, Rayleigh Gabon is just like. It's hard to even power scale them, because it's like, how strong are they compared to like Roger? Like, and how is Zoro even close to Luffy at all? Like, what we saw on Wano is just like, Zoro's not close to Luffy and Kaido. That's how we're supposed to scale it. Zoro's supposed to be, no, Zoro's not near Luffy. Right? Even Conqueror's Haki, even Conqueror's Haki, hell no. Yeah, Mihawk is just one of the worst characters to like power scale. Dragon, we haven't seen Dragon, but like, Dragon's just another character. That's another story for another day. Yeah, Mihawk. He fucked up doing that shit. He fucked up putting Mihawk as a warlord and then trying to like, and then he fought with Shanks. That just fucked everything up. That fucked everything up for everybody. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The fandom. The fandom is just unchecked. Like, I was talking about Gilly or Ginny earlier. I don't like how the fandom discusses Ginny and the person who impregnated her, because for Christ's sake, it's the R word. It's literally, let me explain it to you. Let me explain what the R word is for people who don't care or people who don't know. It's dehumanizing another individual, laying their body down, forcibly opening you can't even say it, because people, men and women go through this shit. It's insane, dude. And we just rape, and we just, whoever did it to Jenny, or maybe it was the creators. Maybe it was Harold that did it. No, maybe it was Shamrock that did it. Maybe it was one of the Holy Knights. Maybe it was this. We are speculating on somebody that already getting. For Christ's sakes, like, have some sense. Have some fucking sense, for Christ's sakes. Are we serious, dude? Do we even care about, like... No, we don't. Because people are because people are not people are dumb. People are just insensitive to, like... Oda's insensitive to, like, what that subject matter is. See, it's insane, dude. And people are, like, speculating on who's a rapist. Isn't that weird? Isn't that bad? God mercy. What else, dude? The fandom, that was it. That was it on the fandom, dude. The fandom, I don't want to get on, like, you go on, like, comments, Twitter, it's all just power scaling. It's all just stupidity. It's all just slurping of, like, characters, Zoro, Sanji. It's disgusting, dude. There's no actual talking about the story or whatever. You try to go to forums, hell no, you're not gonna get that shit. And, well, yeah, the fandom does go with, like, One Piece at this point. 2 and 2.5. Yeah, that's about it. I think I've gone through everything. I'm probably gonna make another video. I'm just gonna talk about this shit forever, dude. Until it changes, dude, because this is ridiculous, dude. One Piece post-time skip has taken a terrible turn. Just freaking god awful. Just one of the worst. I can't wait to like, I watch YouTubers just because I'm bored, because I got to, bro. I love One Piece. I hate One Piece. Love-hate relationship. But god damn, this shit is taking such a turn into, like, not the worst, but, like, man, it's almost like enjoying it is just hard, because, like, I've gotten so much older, and I see the flaws, and I see what's wrong with the story, what's wrong with people. And I'm just like, man. Anyway, the point of this is just like, I just think that One Piece is not what I used to, what I thought it was. It's a very grand story, but it's, my God, it's not written all the way well. There's so many holes in the story, so many holes, so many things that don't make sense in the story that like Oda needs to fix, but he will never fix. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.